Hello, we're going to talk today a little bit about some of the beginning ideas when you start to play the clarinet. The clarinet is an instrument that's a great deal of fun to play, and one of the things we're going to talk about in our videotape today are some hints that are going to make you more successful in playing. Might not be a bad idea to have your parents come by and view the videotape along with you, because when we play a musical instrument, many times we can't see some of the different things that are going on, where a parent can help us and encourage us to do as well as we can. We'd like to start first by just talking about playing posture and some of the important things when you go to play. The first thing is a music stand. It becomes very important that we use a music stand when we play because we want to use good posture. Many of you have a folding music stand, and this works great. We can use it for our practicing, and we can also use it when we do full bands at our schools and also the district band concert at the end of the year. Music stand comes in two different pieces. We can open it from the bottom. There's our base, and then open the top section and then place that right there in front of us. Our music stand is something that holds our music book, and the music book is the book that your teacher has given you. And we will be talking about that book and going through a few of the beginning pages in just a moment. I'm just going to move our music stand away for just a moment and take out our musical instrument. The clarinet, we know, comes in 5 different pieces. What we're going to do this morning, before we actually put the entire instrument together, is we're just going to talk about producing a sound. Now, even before I put those first things together, if I asked you to play and add air to an instrument, many times you'd be thinking about adding air like we do when we blow up a balloon. And when we blow up a balloon, we just grab the balloon at the end, add air, and our goal is to get as much air into the balloon as we can. So we puff our cheeks, we blow air as far as we can or as hard as we can in order to get the balloon to blow up. But now with the clarinet, what we want to do is we want to get this reed vibrating, and that's the main difference. We're going to moisten the reed first, take out our mouthpiece, and set the reed in between the mouthpiece and the ligature. We want to make sure the reed isn't chipped or cracked. So parents, I would suggest when you buy reeds in the beginning, buy a package of them, and they usually come 10 to a pack. They're usually about $1.50 a piece, in that price range. Then when you set the reed on the mouthpiece, make sure that it's set flat on the table and a little bit of reed showing. Now, we're going to put the barrel on, and we're just going to use this part of the reed first. Now, what we're going to do is this. If you remember back when I tried to catch that balloon, how the balloon was, we filled it with air, we puffed our cheeks. If I use that same motion and I try to play a clarinet, here's the sound that I'm going to get. And that's not the instrument sound that we want. If I add too much air, if I puff my cheeks too much, if I take too much mouthpiece, that's the sound I'm going to get. So, and parents can help us with this too. What we want to do is take a little less mouthpiece. We want to keep our corners in just a little bit more. We want to keep our cheeks from puffing and our jaw flat. Set my top teeth on the mouthpiece, corners in, and as far as the air, it looks like this. And then I add air. That's the sound that I'm after. Much different than if I'm getting that squeaking sound. So in the beginning, it's very important that we get that nice controlled sound. As I add the different parts to my instrument, again, we line the registry key up with our reed, and we take our second section, add that as well, and our bell. And now the clarinet is completely put together. Now, our right hand, we take our right thumb, put it right underneath our thumb rest, like this, right about at that first knuckle there. And this hand will be playing keys down in this register here. our left thumb will be on the back hole right here, and then it's first finger, second finger, and third finger. Now in the beginning, it might be helpful for us, because the clarinet does weigh a little bit, to take our right hand and just grab our right hand on the barrel, and that will help us support the clarinet in the beginning parts of our playing. Now, if you'll open up your book, please, to page number 6. And at the top of the page, it talks a little bit about our time signature, our treble clef sign, the value of different notes. But the purpose really of this CD is to talk to you about actually playing those notes. So if we look at the first note, we see E on the bottom space. Our thumb is covering the back, and our first finger is covering the first hole. And again, we want to make sure that our top teeth are resting on the mouthpiece, but not too much of the mouthpiece. Our corners are in. Work toward not puffing your cheeks. And in the beginning, these muscles haven't been developed yet, so it becomes a little difficult to try to do that, but keep working at not puffing your cheeks. It's really going to help. Here's number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And there's the first note on the clarinet. Again, some of the sounds we might hear if we take too much mouthpiece and try to play an E, we can get some of those we call those squeaks, and that's part of the learning process, but you'll get better and better and the squeaks will become fewer and fewer. The next one, number 2, the fun continues. We're going to take our thumb, first finger, and then add the second finger, the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had to remind myself, this is probably a good way to start with you, putting that right hand on the barrel to help support the sound. Number 3, we combine both of those notes, the E, which is thumb and first finger, and the D, which is thumb, first finger, and second finger. Here we go with a whole lot of counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, change notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the way we can keep track of the tempo is something that parents can help us with too, and you can be thinking about as you're playing, and that's tapping your foot, having a sense of pulse. So physically tapping your foot when we're doing these. Each one of the whole notes that we've been playing so far is worth 4 beats apiece, or 4 taps of our foot. The whole note rest that follows each one of those whole notes also gets 4 taps, but there we have 4 taps of silence. Our third note is found in number 4. It's a C. And again, we have our thumb, first finger, second finger, and third finger. Again, holding our clarinet by the barrel. Again, if we're experiencing the squeaking, check and make sure your corners are in, your jaw is flat, and you're not puffing your cheeks. Here's number 4, 4 score. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Continue working on number 5 and number 6, mix them up in melting pot. I'm going to jump now down to Band on Parade, where we use all 3 of those notes. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on to page number 7. In number 8 on that page, a song called Breath of Fresh Air. Now we don't have 4 beats rest in between each one of the notes, and so the little comma that you see in your music just tells us to make sure that we take a breath, but not a 4-beat breath. So here we go with number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Continue on working on that page. Let's look now to number 11, half the price. For the first time now in our book, we have a half note. A half note looks just like a whole note, but it just has 1 beam. Each one of the half notes gets 2 taps of our foot and 2 beats. And our half rest looks a little bit like a hat sitting on the top of the 3rd line. Here's half the price. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest. Next song, number 12, Cardiff by the Sea. Just do a little visual check. Make sure that the reed hasn't slid down too far or up too high. Make sure that we see just a little bit of reed showing, and again, that there aren't any chips in the reed at all. Here's Cardiff by the Sea, number 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving down to the bottom exercise on the page, Go for Excellence, number 14. We're combining now both the half notes, 2-beat notes, also the whole note, our 4-beat note, plus we're combining our C and D and E, our main 3 notes. Again, just as a review, our C is thumb 1, 2, 3, our D is thumb, first finger, second finger, and our E is thumb and just first finger. Here we go with Go for Excellence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's turn the page now to page number 8. And at the top of page number 8, we have the introduction of another new note value, and there we have quarter notes. Now, when we play a woodwind instrument, we know that, like I spoke earlier, the thing that's making the sound is the reed. The reed is vibrating. And if we want to separate that reed into 1-beat notes, which quarter notes are, what I need to do is keep the air moving and touch my tongue to the reed, and then move my tongue back. So I have something kind of like this in my mouth. I'm touching the reed with my tongue, and just for a moment that stops the reed from vibrating, and then we have just a little bit of division in the note itself. Here's number 15, a quarter's worth. Remember to keep the air moving, use my tongue as something touches the reed and moves back to separate the notes into quarter note packages. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Hot Cross Buns is number 16. probably one that you will all recognize. Again, using a combination of quarter notes, half notes and whole notes, and our three notes, our E, our D, and our C. Here's hot cross buns, 2, 3. How are you doing on touching the reed? That's kind of a new idea, and it takes a little bit of extra time to figure that out. But again, keep the idea of blowing that air all the way through and letting our tongue be the divider of those 16th notes. Oh, Clair de la Lune, number 17. And 1, 2, 3, 4. As we continue down through page 8, we'll see 2 new notes, and I'll just talk to you for just a moment about those, and then I'll let you continue on your own, practicing those exercises. Number 19, we have F, and F is fingered with just our thumb, and no other fingers at all. And then number 21, getting it together on the second line, that's G, and that's no fingers at all. So here's our F, just thumb by itself. And then G with no fingers at all. So now we've really talked about 5 different pitches, starting on C, thumb 1, 2, 3, lifting a finger to D, E, and then our 2 new notes, F, thumb only, and G. So I hope this gave you a good help to what your director has talked about in school. Please take the time to set up your stand, get your book in a good place, sit up nice and tall when you play, tap your foot, and look at the notes carefully as you're doing that. Again, watch how you're holding the instrument in your mouth as far as squeaking and using air, and try to get at least 10 minutes in a couple times a day. Good luck on your practicing, and good luck as you continue to become a better and better clarinet player.